I'm Romaro Johnson, boss of bosses of the Romaro family, and owner of the New Black Wall Street. For as long as I can remember, taking care of the poor has always been at the top of my list of things to do in this world. I grew up in a neighborhood and time where if it was something that we needed, like food or money, our parents would send us to the neighbor's apartment to borrow whatever it was that we needed until the first. Whether it be a few dollars, a book of food stamps, a cup of sugar, and if she was out at the time, a few cigarettes. Whatever it was, if our neighbors had it, they'd had no problem with extending a helping hand, because they might need a helping hand the next month. And because of that upbringing and community support for one another, I've always felt that no man, woman, or child should ever be in need. So it especially pisses me off when I see struggling and homeless military veterans out here begging for anything, when they should never have to go through anything hard in life after serving this country in war. Not to mention wars that this country 9 times out of 10 started anyway. Then our people will come back home with arms and legs missing over some false bullshit that this country has lied about. I used to hear about the many veterans having to fight the system that they went somewhere else and fought for just to receive their GI loans and benefits that should have automatically been approved of with no hassle. Why? Why did they have to fight over there? They didn't have to fight over here for anything. That's why here at the Romaro family, we make it our mission to fight anything that comes against the poor, especially if they are veterans. Whether it's hunger, poverty, employment, or the government not doing all they can do for the veterans. One of the ways we're combating the struggle will be through employment. As you all should know by now, I'm heavy to the film sector, with many interactive shows in pre-production. My interactive shows are shows that the general public can be a part of. Shows like The Undead, which is a show based on everyday citizens attempting to survive a zombie apocalypse. On this show that I discussed in the previous video that I created, we'll be hiring the poor as zombies. In my show called Black Caesar's Pirates, that I previously did a video on, the poor will be hired to portray animals and monsters, but they'll be in realistic looking costumes. Every person acting as an extra on these shows will be paid upward to premium wage for work as extras in the film world, with us helping them to find affordable housing to get off the streets. As far back as I can remember, I've always loved gardening, and the first crops that I grew were watermelons. I can't say that I actually grew watermelon, because by the time we got the watermelons up north, the season for sowing them was over. Now, they may have been bare fruit, but I did grow the vines though. As I've grown into manhood and moved into homes with some yard space, that's when I started growing other fruits and vegetables. One of the advantages of growing your own garden is you don't have to spray your crops with pesticides and herbicides like everything else is that you buy in the stores or sprayed with those chemicals, which means you don't have to worry about getting sick from consuming those chemicals. Let me get to my point. I want to purchase a lot of land and grow crops, not for personal consumption, but for public consumption. On and with this land, I want to cut our carbon footprints as much as we can, and we'll start by doing away with farm machinery. Yes, we're going back to the horse and plow and sowing and reaping by hand. This idea isn't precisely thought out, but the homeless people that want to be here working will live on the land in some sort of housing community that we will build here. The people will work seasonally. The people will be trained on understanding farming. The people will be paid either a per diem, weekly rate, or bi-weekly rate. The horses will be stabled here. Even with the people who do have jobs, homes, and families, sometimes it's hard to manage and incorporate doctor's visits into your daily routines. So it's only obvious how hard it is to take care of yourself when you can step within the doors of establishments and they turn you around just because of your homeless appearance. So yearly, we'll do pop-up dentist shops in various locations, performing dental procedures on the less fortunate. Procedures like x-rays, cleanings, caps, root canals, and depending on the severity, whole face full of new teeth, and anything else that is needed to ensure them a healthier life. Because whether you know it or not, the infection from a toothache has been known to kill people. So that's where we'll start. Because when your teeth are bad or going bad, it makes it that much harder to eat and even live another day. But when you have good teeth, you'll gladly show them off with a smile, regardless of the circumstances that you're currently going through.